Hey, it's Joe Glines from the Automator. Another episode of what we automated this week with AutoHotkey. Let me share my screen. Jumped over to Prompt Assistant. Run recently modified files. Again, this is kicking off a bunch of my scripts. It's really cool. In Prompt Assistant now you can run AutoHotkey code, which that's what allows us to launch a bunch of stuff here easily. Here's my webcam reminder, which is still a little low. That's saved somewhere in that program. I'll just change it to be that size. Got our list. Wow, nearly 170 files. A lot of, again, Irfan's been going crazy with our client. We're almost ready to release now that version that we combined the different languages and everything. So I'm going to jump past a lot of that. Ooh. Irfan, you've been busy, dude. And then with Jeff is another one of our clients. As this works in the afternoon. Looks like Thomas was doing some stuff. Okay, wow. So a lot of client work. So I can't really get into that. I can talk at a level, of course, but capture syntax. This is a cool little script. Not this one, the error logger. This one, it's really cool. Let me see if I'll launch it. And then what it's going to do, we need to trigger. Let me go to Toolkit. And I'll trigger an error. So make sure we're in V2, yeah. So message box, no, duh. So duh is not defined. When I go to run this, it's going to say this is not, hey, the error has been copied to the clipboard. So if actually I don't have to click this, it's just a notification. If I go and paste, see this right here? So this is what is now on the clipboard. Let me rerun it, which this is what was here. So see how it says the variable appears to never have been assigned a message box warning. Specifically global duh. So that pulled it in from there. We actually have it doing something else, but it's funny. It did grab the clipboard, so I can automatically go back to my AI tool and just paste the error, right? So we're capturing when an error happens, we push it to the clipboard, which is just really handy because otherwise you have to go select it. What we're also deciding is when we do that, do we want it, so this is a different error, but that would be on my clipboard as well. Do we want to automatically click abort? Probably, but if it says continuous F, maybe I don't think we want to do that, but let me paste that. So again, see how I don't have to go copy that. It's just going to save me even more clicking. I can go over to my AI. Now, originally we had a tool where it pushed it back into our own AI tool and did the conversation, but it got to be just really time consuming. It didn't save time. So what I said was, let's just borrow this over. Also, which I didn't allude to, is in this folder, let's see, right click here and say open folder, you'll see, hopefully in this folder, there's actually a subfolder called logs. And this one should have been updated. It's the 20th today, so it was updated a few minutes ago. In here, I thought I have a preview of the logs. Let me demonstrate my preview. I should be able to sign that. Tools. If I can remember what it's called, preview handler. And I'm going to assign to log. I'm going to assign. There's nothing assigned to it, so I'm going to do the text previewer. That's fine. Okay, now what's cool is if I'm in here and I click on it, I don't have to go open it, right? I can get a preview of it. Really handy with your AutoHotkey files as well. But let me expand this. Of course, I can just open it as well. Bring this over. We're still working on the format, so don't hold me to that. But here you can see these were the last couple. At the bottom, it's just getting appended, it looks like, and these are tabs, I think, in there. We have, if we replace the paragraph marks with like something that looks like a paragraph mark, and this will help us over time understand what the common AI errors are having, and so we can address that in our prompt, hopefully, right? Or just say, hey, these are the errors you make most frequently, try to avoid this. So that's one we're working on, which will be pretty cool. What I was trying to do, and this tool is part of it. This is the syntax. This creates the syntax error, but I have an error log, an error checker that's somewhere in here. Capture syntax error. This goes to trigger that and captures, when you're in like VS Code or whatever, or site at the bottom when you try to run a script and it won't even run, those are syntax errors. The errors I showed you were capturing earlier are runtime errors. But what would be great is if you go to launch a script and it can't even launch it, it would be great if we could capture that error and do the same thing, right? So the problem is that happens before the script even tries to run, and so we would have to know what file you're in. Our other script is ambiguous, doesn't know what script you're running, right? It just watches for the error and reports it. So we may or may not include that. What I was thinking about, I was talking to Isaias, is if we go look at the AutoHotkey in VS Code, which would also, of course, work in Cursor, the extensions we're using, maybe when we go to hit play, instead of running it, what we do is we use our tool to first do that check, and if there's a syntax error, we grab it and push it in there, because I was trying to connect to VS Code to get the bottom of the screen, that output window, but it's really problematic, and you're sending hotkeys and then selecting it and copying it. I really don't like that kind of approach, but it'd be nice, because we know how to programmatically get it, and the problem is knowing which script we're in. So maybe we'll use getActivePath to detect the program, the script we're working on, and then try to run it. That might work. But we need to know the trigger, right? We need to know when you're actually trying to run it. That needs to be the trigger. So that's the sort of part of like, okay, how do I detect that I've either clicked that or I hit? I guess if we are using a hotkey, I've assigned a hotkey to mine. We could do that. But not everyone does that. They click the button a lot, I think. So smart file renamer, this one's really cool. We were demonstrating it. So the file renamer will do a smart file rename. Let me go to, let's say, clean up file names. And if we drag in some files, here's just a couple, any old files. It would, this is like a preview. It will go and here's the preview of what it did. And this is just a prompt, so you don't have to learn regular expressions, right? Really great, easy way to be able to clean up file names. If I hit rename files, it will go do it. I can also say select all and select none. That applies this individually. We were also starting to work on a file search. So this same basic concept, hey, find files that are related to apple, like the word apple, or fruit, and it would look for apples and oranges and whatever, right, if those are fruit. But that's a really cool thing about AI. It's the ultimate fuzzy matching, right? It uses ideas and concepts. And so what I was thinking is we'll build a list view, a tree view like we have here. We'll get the directory you want to search and the subdirect tell it you want to be recursive or not. Get that list of files. And then this would apply kind of like it would apply to filtering based on what you are trying to find, right? Additionally, we might even say, hey, maybe I want to look inside my files, kind of like RepWin does, to look for certain concepts and identify where they are, because that often you miss out. You look for certain words or words with an S or whatever, and even with regular expressions, it's not nearly as powerful as AI is. So some stuff we're working on, transcribe and summarize. This tool, which I think it's running right now, let's go ahead and launch it. This tool I use almost every day, and one of our hero members was trying to tweak it, I'll say, hack it, whatever you want to call it, right? He was trying to get it to where he could feed a file to it to get the summary, and we're like, well, it's not built for that. But I did agree, adding an argument to capture when you launch the script, if you pass a file parameter to it, we could automatically dump it in here. So during the hero call, Isaias added that functionality, and it was cool because it starts the transcription, but then we have to wait for the transcription to be done in order to do the summary. And I was saying, hey, we do have the status bar here down here, and it actually says complete, I think, if I remember correctly, when it says complete, or maybe there's something else after it transcribes a file. Then you could use, because this is a regular status bar that AutoHotkey has great built-in ways to control. Watch for that. There was a watch status bar or something close to that. Status bar wait, maybe status bar watch. Status bar wait, I think you're waiting for the value, looking for a certain value, and that would trigger clicking this button, which is also a standard Win32 control button. So you can use control clicks, which are API calls, which are really great. So that is in a separate script, but the first part we augmented this script, but we didn't finish pushing it because it actually caused some other errors, so we haven't released that part yet. But the overall, just showing how easy it is to find another tool and still automate it. granted, we were the creators of this tool, so we were able to change it so it does some of what he wants. Instead of the second part is we have a separate script to automate this GUI, right? So it's really cool with AutoHotkey. Of course, you can build your own scripts, but you can also automate other programs. And so we're doing a bit of both on that one. But this is one of my favorite scripts. It's really cool. This is where part of the problems was. We realized we have an older OpenAI library that script uses. It's not our default library, and that was where we kind of like, well, should we update it? I don't know. Here's a search and replace. I mentioned that during last week's video on what we automated. Apparently I went back to it and did some minor changes. Our Automator Spy, we actually had an interest in this tool. It's a great spy tool, and it uses the right mouse click to activate. What was interesting was, for whatever reason, I couldn't copy from here, which is weird. This is a very special control window, and if there were UTF-8 characters or like hidden spaces, non-spaces, or weird things that look like a space but they're not, it would actually put it up like in yellow. So it's really great to know that there's a weird value there. But for whatever reason, we had a little bug in it, so we fixed that. Although I don't think we uploaded that yet. We do need to go make sure that one's working. So, wow, that was a pretty quick week because, again, we were focused almost entirely this week on client work, except for during the hero calls. Those hero calls, again, if you're not a hero member, I highly recommend. I mean, yes, do I make money? Yes, but it's honestly, it's really a break even when you look at our time. But we're helping a lot of people level up, and every hero member would tell you they love it, right? It's a great thing, either whether you attend or just watch the videos after. And we also have a private Telegram group where you can ask questions during the week. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for the quick one, but there was lots of cool stuff. We're hopefully getting some more bandwidth soon, and going to be able to work more on other scripts and ideas. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you learned something here. It really helps me out. Cheers.